I grew up in a tiny rural town, the kind where the woods feel bigger than the town itself. And like every small town with a big forest, we had our stories. Legends about something living out there among the trees. Something that wasn't an animal but definitely wasn't human either. I always brushed it off as local folklore, something to scare the kids. That is, until the night I saw it with my own two eyes. It happened last winter. It was late, probably around 11 p.m., and I was walking home from a friend's house. The air had that sharp, biting cold to it, and the woods were completely unnaturally silent. There were no crickets, no wind rustling the leaves, nothing. It was a dead silence, the kind that feels wrong, like the entire forest was holding its breath, waiting. The path I always take is a shortcut right through the trees. I must have walked it 1,000 times before, day and night. But that night, the darkness felt different. It was heavier, thicker, almost suffocating. About halfway through, I heard it. A sound behind me, footsteps, slow, heavy, deliberate. I spun around, my heart jumping into my throat. I was expecting to see a deer or maybe another late-night walker. But there was nothing, just a dark, empty path. I picked up my pace, telling myself it was just my imagination running wild in the dark. But the footsteps started again, perfectly in sync with mine. When I stopped, they stopped. When I walked, they walked. My mind was racing, trying to rationalize it. It's just an echo, I told myself. You're just spooked. But then, I heard the breathing. It wasn't human. It was this deep, guttural, raspy sound, like something enormous was trying and failing to be quiet. That's when the real panic set in. My hand was shaking as I fumbled for my phone, turning on the flashlight and pointing it toward the trees, right where the sound was coming from. And that's when I saw them. Two eyes reflecting the light back at me. But they weren't animal eyes. They were too high off the ground, at least 7 feet up, and the way they stared. It wasn't like they were just looking at me. It felt like they were looking straight through me, into my very soul. My mouth went completely dry. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. My entire body was frozen in sheer terror. Then, a shape stepped out from behind a tree. It was tall. Impossibly tall, with limbs so long and thin they seemed to bend at unnatural angles. Its skin was a sickly pale color, stretched tight over a skeletal frame. And its face, it didn't have one. It was just a smooth, blank canvas of skin. No eyes, no nose, no mouth. But somehow, I knew with absolute certainty that it was looking right at me. In that moment, my body finally unlocked. I dropped my phone and ran. I just ran. I didn't dare look back, but I could hear it crashing through the woods behind me. It was moving so fast, faster than anything that large and gangly should be able to move. I could hear branches snapping and leaves being thrown everywhere. And then, just as suddenly as it started, the sound stopped. Complete silence once more. When I finally burst out of the tree line and back onto the street, I risked a glance over my shoulder. The woods were still, silent, as if nothing had ever happened. The next morning, I forced myself to go back to find my phone. My heart was pounding the whole way. I found it lying on the path, screen cracked. And right next to it, I found something else. Footprints. They were large, deep in the mud, and shaped like a human's, but wrong. The proportions were all off. But what chilled me to the bone was carved into the trunk of a nearby tree. 3 words. Don't come back. I haven't walked that path since. And even now, sometimes, late at night when the world goes quiet, I get this feeling. This cold, prickling sensation on the back of my neck. And I know something is out there, watching me from between the trees. Thanks so much for listening to my story. If you have any similar experiences, I'd love to hear about them in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing for more. Stay safe out there.